I'm in bed, buzzed off about 5 shots of vodka and one 13% Four Loko. Me and Derek's been arguing, but not fighting. I look like a hooker. I kind of looked pretty earlier tonight for a nighttime look. I tried to go to a bar to have a beer when Derek got upset. But Derek's worked 6 days straight. So this is his one night to get plastered because my babies are about to come over for 3 nights, maybe 4. But he's also training for a boss job. We drive each other nuts, but we love each other like best friends and brother and sister. And whether he'll admit it or not, he says I'm delusional. And he threw away the CD. He threw away the CD that kids used to cry to see. It was me and his wedding that I had annulled within 10 days. His royal, it wasn't his grandma, it was his grandma's aunt. His grandma was like Princess Diana's great grandma or something. And she was like delusional and incompetent. So the aunt was running the show. I think that's how it goes. It might not even been for Britain. It might have been for a different country. But the aunt used to tell me I was a whore and everything else. And she refused to allow the annulment. She let everybody think the annulment happened. She refused to allow the annulment. No matter how much I begged. I even told her I kind of cheated on him. But I didn't. Because her grandson / great nephew was a fucking prick. But also, I was an abused child and a gang-related whore. And it was dangerous to be with him. He eventually got brain damage in a car wreck, then got better, then got worse. And some sort of clairvoyant nurse. He wasn't the fucking angel, that's for sure. He had issues, many issues. Me and him both did. We went before the courts at like 10 years old, trying to like adopt each other and get married. Claiming our parents were pieces of shit. But he's smarter than I could ever be. That's where I'm at now. And my tiny bit buzzed. But I'm happy. Although he's a little too hard on me. But my kids are coming for 3 to 4 days on his 1 week of real vacation. And I think he wants to spend it with me. We used to call each other mom and dad, sister, brother, husband, and wife. I've got 2.5 kids left. 2 I gave birth to. And the oldest one I didn't give birth to. But she's half sister to the one I did give birth to. That's dead. And her and the half sister were switched out back and forth. And I just never checked the ankle. Because they were both getting a good life. But that was back when she was 7 and that was back between 5 and 7 years old. She's 16 now. And my daughter called me when I walked away from Derek. Derek got drunk tonight. He's been working for 6 days straight. He can't drink on work nights. So he got drunk tonight. And he called me a cunt and a bitch. When he's the real bitch. Sometimes it wasn't his fault, but even after he was healed, he was angry and blew through a goddamn fortune I put in his name. But when he was still injured, considered a retard, but he was actually just brain damaged and had very bad sugar issues. That made him stroke out if he was fed wrong. His ex-wife and his own dad. His dad made him marry his clairvoyant nurse. Clairvoyance do exist. And I paid for her. I didn't trust her, but I helped pay for her because she calmed him somehow when I couldn't. And because if anybody ever found out about him, one committed suicide, one shot himself in the heart. A little kid got his throat slit by an EMT. An EMT slit a little kid's throat because he was one or two of the last of the line. Or to make me cry. I'm no one special, but I love hard. I love good. And I refuse to ever let this happen to anybody ever again. And I may be buzzed. I may have a crazy fucking label on my forehead. And now a felon label on my forehead. And I've never been a snitch. And when I talk about James Cooperrider, the one that's dead, do you know how many fucking pills he fucking did? His only mistake was not kidnapping kids. The only thing he ever snitched on was severe child abuse. His phone recorded everything. It was never supposed to hurt anybody that didn't deserve it. And he would even leave his phone in the car. His only mistake was getting too addicted and not personally kidnapping kids. But he taught his kids to run with a food stamp card to the nearest gas station if they ever felt scared, either for him and his wife or for themselves. You know what his fucking password was for his food stamp card? 5050. Call the Popo. 5050. Call the Popo. We were all drug users. A few of us addicts. But we were soldiers. We had great hearts and good intentions.